So do you see anything leaking out of my ear? It should be my brains leaking out of my head. My brains are frying and leaking, melting. Watching a few more of these Law Ones next day. And sixth grade, number 7, they got into number 7, his 7th chapter of this guy, for the Law of One series by this channeled entity Rob. And it gets into, if you're able to, the connectivity of everything. Everything's alive. Every single thing is live. And if you can see the life in it and understand it, then you can talk to it. And it may respond. Seriously. Seriously. You know, that's a lot of that stuff I put out there. I said no one's ever responded to it. It's too far out there. I mentioned that I see the life in everything. I talk to it, talk to everything. And sometimes it responds. I talk to everything. The main things that have been responding throughout my life is atmospheric. Well, hell, river and the water stopped rising because I asked. And then space type of things. I've never asked the rocks for anything. The specific example is that even a rock, if you can see the life in it and talk to it, then that information gets relayed to the infinite energy and things can happen. So I've never talked to a rock and asked a rock to do anything. I just appreciate it. So chapter 7 for this Aaron guy talking about the Law of One, his 7th in the series, talks about reality responding. First time I've ever heard anybody talk about that. My brain's melting. It's just melting. I started number 8, his chapter number 8, and the first thing he starts off with is showing and trying to explain something using pottery. Seriously, because that's the art style I did, was all pottery. And then he put up some sculptures. I'm like, and I instantly recognized the 3 faces, the 3 sculptures he put up there. I recognized the guy who created him. His name is Philip. I bought his video series a while back wanting to create these portrait sculptures, and he had 3 of Philip's portrait sculptures right there. My brains are leaking out. Okay, you see that image right there on the left, that lady? That's one of the exact pictures that he just showed in that Law of One series. He showed that sculpture. The guy's name is Philippe Farreau, and I have 2 of his books, and also the videos on portrait sculptings of Philip Farreau. So when he did that, I was just like, seriously? Oh my God. Just finished the next one. So that was 7, 8, and just watched number 9. I thought, yeah, that's enough. That is enough for now. It got into for chapter 9 in the raw stuff and awakening stuff, that got into, everything is one, the oneness of everything, but it really focused in on seeing other people, seeing everything as yourself. I mentioned that a while back, especially Strange Happening 55, when it all hit home pretty hard. I'll put a link down below to Strange Happening 55. And even before that, when I got my name, it was just me, because when I see other people, it's just me. I'm seeing other people as myself. Everything is just me. So that's when I got that name, just me. It was telling me I need to see people this way. It's just me. So it got into that. And then the very last bit that he was showing on it, the actual word, he was putting the text up there from what Rob was saying, some of the channel text. And it was talking about, because the world's moving into a 4th density, this green phase, that more and more people will be being born into this green phase and doing 4th density work. I don't know if I've been doing 4th density work or not. I don't know exactly. I know I was born different than other people. I do know that. I'm not sure. Things are moving so fast. It's so fast. It's moving so fast. It's hard to keep up, but I'm keeping up. So far, I'm keeping up. So I think that's enough for today. My brains have leaked out completely. All right, it's the next morning, and my video would not process. All this before this would not process, and I all night, like last night, and then this morning tried again, would not process. I take that as a sign I'm missing something. So I was going to add another one talking about the connectedness of people, and that was Strange Happening 91, I believe, the Christmas star time, Great Conjunction time, uh, during that period. And then I watched it and became overwhelmed again, as I usually do, right? Usually do. Anyway, what the deal is, and I'm going to put the clip here at the end, at the very end, and this is from August 20th, 2020. This is 7 days after learning I'm not alone. And when I say learned I'm not alone on August 13th, I saw a YouTube video of a lady who had psychic stuff like me. She also saw these entities out there kind of like me, but she couldn't handle it and deleted her YouTube channel. And I put in the comments, thank you for making me feel not alone. Then she deleted her channel. It's like, okay, that wasn't me doing it, really. It wasn't. And she ran back to the church kind of thing because the entities were too much for her, I guess. But anyway, but 1 week after that, finding out I'm not alone and the chains dropping off, this whole source thing opened up again and asked a question. And I gave it the best answer I could, and that's this clip coming up. I've been reading lately and watching YouTube and the Law of One, reading Course in Miracles, Wanderer's Handbook, this kind of thing. And one thing they talk about, the reason for all of creation to come into existence is so that the source, God, if you want to call it, can see itself from outside of itself, can recognize itself and experience all this, and have all this experienced people, everything, be able to get enough consciousness to recognize itself. And I am talking about that 7 days after I learned I'm not alone. And I saw that this morning and just freaked out a little bit. Talking about learning backwards. This is that whole learning backwards thing I'm talking about, because I say it and then I've just learned this. Okay. This video might require some editing. It is now, what is this, day 3 at 11 p.m. And I was gonna just go to bed, and then started seeing through the wall kind of thing again to other places outside of this planet, and that consciousness kicked in again, that universal consciousness, and it's overwhelming. Why? Why did I give the answer I gave? For one thing, all my life, I've recognized that all these weird things that's happening, it's not all me. It's not. And part of it is me, and part of it's not me, and it's a combination. I believe I didn't even go back and look at depression number 1. I haven't gone back and looked. But in that depression number 1, I actually used the word universe. Use this body as you want. That's when this awareness came in. And I think it was part of the universe. But that's just it. It's just me. I am part of the universe. I am part of that. I've always been part of that. It was just the awareness coming in. And being aware of it. That it is the living, that I am the living expression of the universal consciousness. I asked it to come in me, and I was already there. And it's everything. But I'm aware of it. And I appreciate it. And I love it. I am aware of it. And everything is done for everyone. And even if other people can't see it, I can. And it's incredible. It's wonderful. And the reason I gave it that answer is maybe there's a chance other people will be born to this extent. It's tough, but maybe other people can be born to this extent and appreciate it as well, and grow and learn and appreciate it. I'm not the only one like this. Maybe to this extent so far. But there's others similar to me, and maybe they can grow too, to this extent, and come to really make contact and appreciate it, and know and learn and feel that joy and love, and it's all out there. But to be aware of it as a separate entity from itself, to recognize itself, and that it's all just me. So I didn't know what else to say. It's the best answer I could give. It's not just one individual love, it's the potential of all individuals to recognize and love it and be part of it and still be separate entities. That's a hope.